And maybe this will kind of fix our normal discovery. And basically, we're taking whichever slope is the steepest. And it might be inaccurate, it might just screw everything up. So we're gonna test it out and see what happens. And we could also do like some raycasts on our extents and see how those do. So we are still getting stopped right here. So the impact normal is 1. The impact normal of this one is collision 2's impact normal. Impact normal is not 1. It's actually correct. It's the negative and then the z is all there. So we want to take the lower z, so collision 2's impact z should be lower than that, so our movement normal should be that guy. So that's correct. And what is this? Movement normal is collision 3 impact normal. Collision 3's impact normal is just fine too, so movement direction vector is in a direction. Collision dot collided, collision distance, impact normal z is greater than that, so we're gonna want the we'll just have an impact normal here. Well, we already have it. What the hell am I doing? It's movement normal. Collision dot hit dot impact normal. Yeah, so we'll just do that. And we're gonna pass in the original collision impact stuff just because that's what's been working for moving along the floor and all that stuff. Not a problem. And the other question is it just when we're getting like the z is equal to 1? So we could probably skip collision 2 and 3 if our z is less than, if our z is only greater than a certain amount. Which really isn't going to be helpful because it's not much of an optimization, because pretty much all the damn time our z is going to equal 1, because that's flat ground. That's flat frickin' ground, and there's going to be a lot of damn flat frickin' ground in this game. So it looks like that little discovery process did work properly. Way to go, Fat Zach. Super engaging. I'm just here watching Fat Zach slowly slip down a slope. This is my life. This is what it's become. No, 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 no. You can do it, Fat Zach. You can slide down that slope. I believe in you. Let's do it again just to make sure it wasn't a fluke. Super slow slide. Yeah, we're basically just proving that we can get the information in order to slide properly. And it looks like it is true. We can do it. And it's not screwing everything else. Yeah. Oh no! It's gonna fall off at any minute. It's awful. Fat Zach, no. Don't do it, buddy. Oh. Down the tubes. Wow, that's interesting. You can, yeah, you can jump. Well, I wonder if we just tune the gravity higher, then he just slides. Like, we could just do that. We could just be like, bam, slope gravity is freaking massive, and it might just work. And our hacked together piece of crap slipping just is okay. Just to make him jump around. Well, I don't know about that. Pre-release copies of this game are pretty expensive, you know. Best we can do is $2 bajillion. We'll probably have a bit of a we'll have some early access and some demos and some compat testing stuff. You know, before we ever have anything. Probably when the prototype is put together, that's when we'll get some people who we need to this game is awful, just like see if it runs on your machine, right? So we'll see. That'd be pretty. And you can see on all those seams, it's all sorts of jacked up. It's because we're flying? Is that what's going on? Actually leaving the ground, I'm guessing, on all those little in-between bits. Yeah. Mhm. What are we using the impact normal for here? Perpendicular to normal of collision. Yeah, okay, so we're just doing that sort of thing. About the hit distance. Yeah, so I think we need to actually pass on the information. So we should be using the movement normal for everything. So impact normal should be just nixed. And maybe that'll make it so it's smooth. Smooth not in its transition, but smooth in that when it goes over those jumps, it doesn't slow down. It should speed up to the speed of the object it's on. And going over those seams should just be just the constant jump to the next speed. And we can apply like an acceleration force later to smooth out the transition between one slip speed and the other slip speed. And stuff like that. This is just making sure that our movement doesn't have just wrong freaking information. Which, it's not like we haven't had any problems with that.
Solely because they're run by business people and not creative people. They don't give a damn about the creative umbrella that's these are business people.
Yeah, that didn't work at all.
Personally, no attachment to the art that's underneath them. Records and music, as somebody would treat Brillo pads or Frito-Lay's chips. Hey.
Well, maybe we should just do a separate thing like collision. No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. Well, I think if we just throw the acceleration on there, it'll just wipe away all this crap anyway. So when we try something like that, so
These companies look to get bigger solely because they're run by business people, not creative people. They don't give a damn about the creative umbrella that's these are business people. So they feel personally no attachment to the art that's underneath the records and music, as somebody would treat Brillo pads or Frito-Lay's chips.
so we're gonna say is if the movement normal is less than otherwise. This should basically say the current velocity should be added to by the movement direction vector multiplied by the delta t and slope slide gravity. Otherwise, we're on flat ground. Let's just info log. We are on flat ground. We are slipping.
Get bigger solely because they're run by business people and not creative people. They don't give a damn about the creative umbrella that's these are business people. So they feel personally no attachment to the art that's underneath them, records and music, as somebody would treat Brillo pads or Frito-Lay's chips.
We slipping. We slipping.
Yo, what time the plane leaving?
These companies look to get bigger solely because they're run by business people, not creative people. They don't give a damn about the creative umbrella that's these are business people. So they feel personally no attachment to the art that's underneath them, records and music, as somebody would treat Brillo pads or Frito-Lay's chips.
It's like we're sliding off. When we're traversing the seam of the object. It's like snapping to the floor isn't working properly. So I think it's that we're slipping and then we sweep and then we stick to the floor, so like it's the movement direction vector is moving us too far off of the floor. Is that what's going on? The floor stick distance should be delta t movement distance is current velocity dot size times delta t. Let's see if update snap to floor is false. Info log. We are no longer on the floor. This is a slippery slope. It is indeed a slippery slope. We put a little bit of acceleration on there and you can see it does a little bit, but it doesn't do much. And we can run up it real nice, but we can't run down it. I mean, we can run down it, but we can't slide down. Yeah, so it's definitely that we are slipping, and as a result of us slipping, we are no longer on the floor. So the question is it something that we should... Is it a snap distance thing? Whoa, yeah. What the hell is going on here? Like, even just sliding down this frickin' flat slope. Look at that crap. It's like, ah. So we're just getting bad math. That's totally screwed up. And it is this one, where movement direction vector, we are moving from start position to this thing by movement distance, and movement distance is the current velocity size times delta t. Movement direction vector is movement normal normal at x equals 0. Movement direction vector is normalized. Current velocity at size. So we're doing current velocity plus equals movement direction vector times that. Then our movement distance is this. So why don't we just print this off real quick? Robot. Our movement direction is with a distance of percent out. It's interesting that the only thing that's not working is the movement sweep when we don't collide with anything, because that's the simplest case. It's like, just sweep along the normal and we're fine. And we're not, like, this should just be a very simple move. So it's probably something just not too difficult to fix, actually. Just gotta figure out what. Yeah, bumpy road ahead. This don't look like no bumpy road, but it is. It is. The movement direction is with a distance of 16. We are no longer on the floor. So our movement direction is negative y and positive z. Why are we moving up in the z? We should not be moving up in the z. Like, that is just wrong. It should be down in the z. That's what we should have. Oh shit. Okay, I think I know exactly what's going on here. It's probably that we're rotating by the wrong direction. We should be rotating by our velocity. So basically our movement normal our movement direction vector should be our velocity stuff. So if our movement direction vector should be our wanted velocity is rotating. So basically our movement direction vector should be the direction that we're trying to go, and our current velocity y should be that direction vector that we are supposed to go. So it should look something like this. I mean, we should be using current velocity.y for it. It's basically rotating. It was going the wrong direction on the slope. So the y is correct, but the movement vector was basically saying that we're moving to the right instead of moving to the left like we were. And the reason for that was because rotate vector by velocity was sometimes getting like a -0 or a +0 and not knowing which way to rotate it. So it's freaking the hell out. So let's see if this fixes some of that. So just bam, right onto the ground. Yeah. And yeah, the negative when we're in that our normal right here is actually 1 in the positive direction. So they're handling the edge cases for us where we're on something is what it's saying. So what we have to do is that an acceleration? Is it accelerating? It looks like it very much is. So it's just too much. Why is it too much? So it's movement direction vector. Movement direction vector should be definitely normalized. So why is our slope slide gravity affecting us more than normal gravity? Because it's moving tangential to the surface? Is that what's going on? So we should actually change our... We should actually multiply this by the movement normal z. The z, if it's, yeah, 1 minus 1.0f minus the movement normal dot z, I believe. So if we were going straight down, we'd have it yes, there is definitely acceleration involved. You could see it. It's not very easy to see, but the boxes were spreading out as they went down the slope. It's very subtle just because of how freaking quick he is, but it was there. Let's see. Oh. I'm kind of zeroing in on how I'd like to do this. It still looks like there's some issues with the normal for when we fly off something. Movement direction doesn't seem to be quite right. We're sometimes flying off at too low of an angle. It's either we're flying off at too low of an angle, or we're traveling along the ground much faster than we should be. And it just looks like... Well, I guess the Z velocity is 0. Yeah, okay, that's not working at all. That's a bad idea. Well, it seems kind of more like kind of grinding away at nothing at the moment, because this isn't really that hard of a problem to solve. I'm just doing a really shitty job of solving it. And probably what I should do right now is, instead of messing around with getting the friction, I mean the slipping stuff working, I should probably just get the momentum working first, and then it'd be really easy to plug in the slipping stuff, because you just, if the momentum's working, then it's as easy to do. But I do want to check, I do want to fix one thing, and that is the movement off of the platform has the wrong normal. So we'll fix that one first, and then basically bail back to just, let's get momentum working first, and then once momentum works, then we can do the rest. So well, that's all just garbage. What the hell? Yeah, these test nudges are just screwing everything up. So we're just gonna undo all this. Well, we're gonna undo a lot of it, not all of it. Yeah, just running out of things to say at this point. Just going back to not using a whole bunch of discovery stuff because it was messing up running up and down the hill here. So it looks like every time we're falling off the edge here, it's our movement velocity in the z direction is not correct. So what we need to do is we need to look at our movement direction vector. So it's going to be our start position plus our movement direction vector times this. So if we don't snap to the floor, we want to set our velocity to our our current velocity should just equal our movement direction vector times the size of our current velocity. So basically, if you land on something and then you fall off of it because you were moving, you will be moving in the direction of the vector that you should have been moving in. Good, that's what should be. So now this thing should just fall off nicely like you would expect it to fall off, not like it has been falling off. And then we can implement the momentum stuff, and then we can implement the slipping by just doing the other thing. What the hell? And now I can't get it to reproduce, come on. What is it? Our movement direction is... So we are no longer on the floor, then we're slipping. The movement direction is... Well, I think we need to also rotate in a direction. We need to print out which direction we rotated in. Our impact normal is such. We're slipping and rotating in that direction. So let's get a little bit more information as to what the heck is going on when this thing freaks out when we're sliding along the surface and then all of a sudden kick off at a velocity that just doesn't make sense. So we're slipping our impact normal. We're no longer on the floor. We're slipping and rotating 0. Our impact normal was that our movement direction so the impact normal was fine, but our movement direction did not rotate. So our velocity is wrong? Our velocity got set to the wrong thing. So this rotation is incorrect. What we need to do is, which direction are we going? Basically, if the yeah, it looks like again this is just the momentum stuff that's getting screwed up. So what we really should do is just, because current velocity and all this other stuff is just wrong, so I think if we just took out all of this and just did what we were doing before, we will never run off of this edge improperly. So that's basically just screwing around for an hour and not doing anything real. Which is a sign I should probably quit for the day.